Okay, we're going to talk about front twisters. So before we talk about them, I want you to have a visual. So please let's see some front twisters in action. We're going to watch a variety of front twisters. So, most of the front twisters that you're going to do, are what they want to do, land on your head. All right? But a lot of you, when we're first starting, a lot of our twisters land on your feet, and that is just fine. There are good scoring twisters. Back somersault, 1.5 twist, ladies, is a great scoring high school dive. It is scored well by judges. It's not that difficult. You just got to get square and hands down, and you can get 6s and above on that dive. And it's a 2.3. Okay? Front fulls, if you can't get to your head, you got to stick with the front full. All right? But then you have to have some other twister. All right? You're stuck with fronts. You don't have any other fronts because you don't want to have to do a front dive half twist, a back dive half twist. None of that stuff. Please, please, please. So this is the front 1.5 full. This is on 3 meters. What I want you looking for is the separation between the pike and the straight, because that's what we're doing. To create the twist, we're piking at our hips, and we're going to create torque. All right? That's what front twisters do. They create torque, and it's from the hips. So if you're doing your standing front somersaults today, and you snap out and go to straight, and then try to twist, it's not going to work. Please understand that our twist is always created before we get straight, when there is still some bend in the hips. All right? But you have to see that separation. There's a pike, straight pike. Watch the pike. Chest goes up onto a pyramid. Head stays up. It's neutral. And then there's the square out. Bottom arm, top arm. There's the pike down. So it is a pike, straight pike. That's the body positions through front 1.5 full. All right? That makes it look pretty easy. She was leaning a bit, had shoulders out in front. Don't need much lean on a front 1.5 full up there. That's the layout when I say you got to get on the pirouette. That was a nice pirouette. Some of you aren't there because your head is down. Hers was neutral. I prefer neutral press. All right, so that's only 1.5 somersault full twist. That's on 3 meters. And that's a good place to learn it first, everybody. You did hear me on that, right? That's a good place to learn it first. That one, not yet. Okay, now I want you to see this old school diver do this one, because you can see that you don't need, okay, whatever. You're going to see his lead arm in a straight position over his head. And I'm okay if anybody wants to do this. Might get scored really well too. It's different. So watch the slow motion. You know how the lead arm is supposed to come up and lead? His lead arm just comes straight up, stays there, and his trail arm just goes going this way, and then that arm's up there, and it comes, bam, right back down in line. So this is something some of you could pick up, and you might get style points for that. Do you see how that arm stayed in line? Pike, lift up to the pirouette, and all this arm had to do is boom, boom, and he was down and around. Pretty interesting, huh? Yes? So, twisters, there are variations of twisters, okay? Some of you that are twisting right now, you have to think, do I twist up, arms up, or do I twist arms down? All right? It's okay to twist down here. A lot of gymnasts twist down here. But what I have to tell you is our arms, we have to have something above the center of gravity that's extended up here to get us back on axis. Because every time you twist, please remember that we go off axis, off axis. Check this out. Now, this is a front 1.5 somersaults with 3 twists on 1 meter. All right? I used to like doing this dive, okay? Because it was really tough right at the start. But then the rest of the dive was just staying tight, and it was pike line. That's all it was. So I had to work hard while I was on the board. Off the board, it was just staying tight. I could stay tight. So you won't see much pike. That went by really fast, okay? I didn't have as much pike in mine. Mine was done a lot more with the feet. I don't think that one has slow motion through that. Yep. But you'll see the pike, straight pike, pike snap, and the pike back down. Okay? Now, I'm showing you different front twisters because what you have to understand is the timing of our twists change. A lot of us are going to be doing front fulls up there. Okay? Standing front fulls. You can get, when you're standing, you can get a little bit of a pike and you can snap pretty strong because you're standing. You got to get some momentum. When you're doing a full approach and you do a front somersault full twist, you do not have much pike at all. Okay? Think obtuse pike when we're piking down on these. All right? Obtuse pike, and that means the big angle. That means big angle, not the small angle right here at the hips. Okay? A lot of you throw down on your twisters and you're down here. And you're not focused on getting the hips up and your chest up. So please remember, once we get to our takeoff position, we're on fronts. So these are front twisters, so our chest can still be vertical. Elbows are going to be at 12 o'clock, wrist bent behind the head, face on. So we're still going to be in that position. But when we ride the board and we start to stand up, Avery, we stand up and the chest gets a little bit out of the way. And it goes up on this pyramid. Remember, the board's pushing me up, so that pyramid's up here. It's okay to be up there because the board's pushing you up. Once your chest gets on that pyramid, that's when we catch the board. When we catch the board, what do? Foot slap. All right? And when you foot slap, that takes you to the pirouette. And what your arms are already doing is lifting above the center of mass while your heels are going the opposite direction. That is where the torque is created. All right? In the hips for those front twisters. Now, once you create it and get there, you have to maintain that tight pirouette and hold that. And if your head gets down and out, you will start to wobble around. And you don't want to wobble around. That's very important. And that's why I was having you keep your head up when we were doing the log rolls there, because you have to find that position and maintain that position. Now, you just saw him do 3 twists on a front 1.5. He is going to twist a lot earlier than somebody that's only doing 1 twist with a 1.5 somersault. Okay? The more twists you do, the earlier you're going to twist. The more somersaults you do, usually the later we're going to twist. All right? So let's show you one with more somersaults. This one, these are full outs. All right? So a full out is a front 2.5 somersault, usually in the pike position, and they do a full twist with it. So 2.5 somersaults with a full twist. Yay. All right, it's slow motion. Look at him get those arms up. Do you see that front start? Look at his head, though. That's not good. That's bad. See those knees cramp? Sorry on the first one, not the great one. This is on 1 meter. They're doing this on 1 meter right here. So it is a tough dive on 1 meter. This is usually learned on 3 meter and done a long time on 3 meter before you do it on 1 meter. All right? But this one, you're twisting out of the somersault. So you're throwing an optional 2.5, but we're twisting out. But watch the action coming out. Didn't you see the same exact action? Didn't we go from a pike to a straight position before? Now we're just going from a solid pike, and we're lifting right back up on that line, the axis line, lifting our arms up over our head. We create the twist because we're already in the pike position, right? So we snap out and lift your arms. Snap out, lift your arms. See how those arms are way up on top? And when they're on top, you use those because you get tilted off axis in the air. And you need this arm to do this action so your feet pull back underneath the body. If you don't have an arm up here, you can't get your feet back under you. So it's when you have trouble twisting at the end, you can't stop your twist or you wash off to the side. That's because we can't keep that head up and squared down well enough. All right? So this is Mr. Suck-Cow. No, that was not Suck-Cow. I had a video of him. This is still your full outs on 1 meter. I think this is a whole round where a lot of people are doing the full outs.
Fairly ambitious.
So can you respect the fact that each front twister has different timing? Yes? You have to understand that because when we're moving through the progressions, the timing of your twist changes. When we're doing a standing granny, that's a front somersault half twist, and then we go to a front full, you're going to have to get a little bit stronger snap, and you're going to have to twist a little earlier. Okay? The front somersault half twist, twist late. All right? Kind of like a back 1.5 half is like really, really late twisting dive for backs. Same thing. When you're doing a front half, you got to start the somersault, and then you just boop, granny over the end. All right? So each twister has different mechanics. So let's model some twisters, all right? Let's model some twisters. We just got to talk about a bunch of them. So stand up. Find your own space. Find your own space. Sweet! A lot of you are not even going to wrap your twisters today. The people who are in the second group that are either front somersault half twist or front somersault full twist That's what you can do. You're going to be doing a lot of pulls with those arms up over your head. Okay? Let's find magic position for front takeoff. Magic position for front takeoffs. Try to get your feet flat as you can. We're on a flat surface. Brace on. Elbows up. Just like you saw that guy the video was looking straight in his face, and you saw him get his arms up and look straight at you like you were hiding behind a one-way mirror behind the IDM and vertical sign. You're saying, hey, can they see us? Hey, he's looking right through the sign right at us. He was staring at that sign, wasn't he? Yeah. And that's where you need to be on your twisters. If you can't get there, you're not going to have your head up. You're going to twist down. You're going to be a little bit out of control each time. Okay? All right. Chin up, chest up, wrist bent, and elbows ready. Oh, I got to turn my brace back on. Nice. Okay, we're going to push to a pike position, and that pike position is going to be high arms, and it's going to be up and out and forward. Okay? At that position, hopefully, is when you catch the board. That means the board is, boom, driving through. And that's when you're going to drive your heels. I twist to the left, so I'm going to drive my left foot and lift my left arm, so my left side of my body right now is straight and long. Okay? Feel that? Keep that arm right there in the ear, just like the German diver that I showed you. Now, wrap your trail arm around, and I want palms out, elbows high. Good. Now we're facing back where we started. Brace on nice and tight, so we flatten that back. Now we go bottom arm, top arm. Okay? Remember, if you want to try keeping that arm in position today, it's going to help you. Why is it going to help you? Because when that arm stays right here, you can focus on staying long and straight on that side of the body. Okay? Does that make sense? Everybody put that side back out and stretch it long and straight. That one side. Not very straight. You're stretching this arm with the wrong side. Now you need to go to the other side. Look, I got left arm, left side. Anyways, good. Now let's go back and model that again. Magic position. Now you can wrap if you want to, okay, with the top arm, lead arm on top. So we're going to push to the high pike still. Arms are up. We're not squaring all the way in. Arms are going to be nice and high because when we drive our heel, we're going to lift our arms. And when we lift this time, lead arm comes right in on top, high and tight. Trail arm does the same thing. I prefer palms out. Why do I prefer palms out? Because when palm goes in, what do you want to do? Grab. If you grab your body and your twister, all the energy you're trying to create that goes around your axis will go into your axis. So you will slow down. All right? You can be touching up here, high and tight on the top. Absolutely, touching in here. But you should not be coming around and grab. Don't do that because we want it to be kind of like a continuous circle around our longitudinal axis, which is what we twist on. All right? And in front twisters, a lot of times we use the transverse axis first. You saw the full out, where we had to flip over this axis first, and then we had to come out. And when we come out of that somersault, we're in the pike. We lift our arms and we go from this axis to this axis. All right? Now we're on the longitudinal axis. That's why we have to have that arm up on top, because we're tilted when we're twisting there. That's why this arm comes over the top, pulls that foot back underneath. Now when we need to pike down, we can. A lot of you are just landing on your feet today. So when we're landing on our feet, you have to be very good at squaring out. Let's do it again. This time we're going to focus on the square out. Your choice, whether you lift and lead arm to be straight today or lead arm to be wrapped in the twist today. Your choice. Okay? Ready? Magic. Push to the pike. It's tall pike. Now we're going to snap, lift, and wrap. There's your full. Now make sure my body brace is not on. Brace is on, whether you're here or there. Bottom arm comes out, and that's coming out as we come around. That slows you down, and usually that comes down right to that 70 degrees. Top arm comes up over the top. That leg should be out there. This will help you feel it a little bit more. Bring it up over the top, pulls your heels under. Now what do we do from here? That's your front full. We want to learn to go to our head, so from here, you're going to pike down, and chin goes down to shin. You should be looking about 6 to 8 inches out in front of your feet. Then we're going to open our body and go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stretch, swim. All right. 5 seconds left. Perfect timing. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You guys can go do twist lineups. 2, 2, 2, 2. Make sure you're watching the twist lineups that they're doing because you'll do the same ones. Twist lineups just need to be the standing ones. Standing, where we go bottom, top, drop. And then you're going to be doing the lying pikes. lying pikes, compressed pikes. And Lucy, you need to look at your workout because it's a little different starting now too. Thank you for joining us here at MRDC Mooresville RIPFEST Diving Club. Coach Corey here, a few of our newer additions to the team, anywhere from 8 years old at this time up to 18 to 24-year-olds competing. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.